right.
How y'all doing?
Good. Well, you're kind of hitting the tail end of spring here. Just two more practices left. How would you kind of look back and evaluate how your guys have done so far?
Spring has been fun. I will say that though. The guys have been energetic. They've been open-minded. They've come in very hungry and ready to learn. I think every day has been an adventure. They're getting to know me. We're all learning a new system. We're all playing under a new head coach. But I think it's been fun because every day has been a challenge, and they're just getting better every day.
What progress do you see from them over the course of the game?
Yeah, the main thing I see though is the fact that they're asking the right questions. I like that. You know, I mean, the first couple of days it was kind of just cut and dry. It was kind of like, all right, coach, you tell me what to do, and I'll try to do that. But as the practices have progressed, and as we've gotten more meeting time, the IQ has went up, and now they're texting me at nights and they're calling me on the weekends saying, Coach, I could have done better on this rep, or we could have played this a little bit better. So they're kind of catching on to the coaching points. They know what the expectations are. And when those guys start speaking the same language as you, that's something to start feeling good about.
And it tells you they want to get better.
Absolutely.
How much does you have a deep room? I mean, a deep group. How much was this camp about competition, or how much was this more, or was that come later on when you guys get to fall?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's been competition from day one, you know, and it's been educating the guys that we can compete and love each other at the same time. We don't have to compromise both. And I think that's been the main philosophy in our room. Like, we celebrate each other's success, but I'm competing knowing that I want to win the job. And if there's a guy in that room and in that seat that don't want to win the job, then you're probably in the wrong room. But at the same time, me doing what I'm supposed to do, it doesn't affect me to root against somebody else. So we're a family and we're very, very close. So they understand they need to be supportive of each other, although we are competing.
Coach, it's definitely learning season, or the tail end of learning season here in the spring practice. What are you hoping to see come out for a successful open practice on Saturday?
The thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is how our guys finish strong. You know, not look too far ahead, because we're not guaranteed all these practices. Tell them every day, man, we got to take advantage of the opportunity we get today, because we don't know, man. Things happen in football. We play a contact sport. You know, the only opportunity we're guaranteed is the one we're practicing for today. So come out and have a great Thursday, and then reshift and have a great Saturday, because that's the last time we're going to play football until August. So they understand that it's some weight that comes with that.
How challenging is it to go through the camp and then the portal opens up tomorrow? I mean, you have to deal with all those kind of issues that can come with the portal.
Oh yeah, I think when it comes to that, it's just the new age college football. You have to adjust. You have to adapt to what it is. You can't complain about it. You have to face it straight on and find ways, okay, how are we going to keep our football team being the best team as we can be? And the thing that we all learned as a staff, and the approach that I take as well, like, not to dance around it. Talk about it with the guys. Like, don't try to act like it doesn't exist. No, we're going to have the conversation. Like, we know what Wednesday is. We know what options are. We're going to have the conversation so we can all make the best decisions, for the team.
When do those conversations start?
Oh, to me, I think they started the minute you got here, as far as the relationship part of it. Because although the portal was far ahead, but you like your room, you want to keep guys, it starts with that relationship. And having a relationship where they can come to you and have those conversations, I think, kind of shows you the strength of the group. But we've talked about it as far as the last 7 days. We've talked about it. We've talked about it yesterday. We're meeting with every guy, and we're just getting a clearer understanding of where they fit on this team, what their mindset is, and not let it become a distraction to them either. If they start looking towards, man, these possibilities or this thing might be out there for me, they're not going to perform well at all. So just trying to get them to understand that, man, you're right here. Your role is to be the best football player you can be, and we'll have open conversation, open dialogue about any option that may be in your mind or that may be going on. We'll kind of work through it together.
What are the type of questions that you get asked during that process?
I think the main thing, guys just want to know where they stand. What's my role on this team? How do you guys see me, or how do you guys view me? And I think the main part of that is guys understanding that it's ever evolving. Like, you create your own role. What you go out there and the product you put on the field and the way you produce and the way you perform and handle your business, that stuff goes back and forth all the time. And that's why the depth chart is revolving, and everybody sees themselves getting opportunities. And most guys that I've learned, they just want to make sure they're going to have an opportunity to compete. And you get guys, and those conversations usually don't last pretty long if you're very direct and they understand exactly what you're saying. And it kind of ends very quickly.
You've been a coach at different schools. When you see something that happened at Tennessee, for instance, this past weekend, what is going through your mind when you see a player just decide to hold out and end up eventually leaving?
I wouldn't say nothing really goes through my mind. One thing we do a great job of here, we have Coach Frost. he does a great job at keeping us focused. He does a great job at educating these guys. He does a great job at making sure we all on the same page, making sure every coach, every player is having the same conversations. We're all speaking the same language, and I think that's been the most enjoyable process, that I don't have to worry about all those kind of things, because he keeps us all on one direction and on one page. So we covered on that.
Chasen Johnson had, a good freshman season, kind of debut last year. I know big things are expected of him going into year 2. What have you seen out of Chasen?
Chasen's an extremely hard worker. I think he did a really good job at the end of last year. He came in and he got his opportunity and took advantage of it. The first thing I've noticed, man, he's a guy that gives max effort. He plays super hard. He gives you all he got. Even when he's wrong, he does it extremely fast. And he's very, very easy to coach in terms of he's a yes sir, no sir kid. He's always willing to take tough coaching. He's always willing to let you help him improve. And he knows he hasn't even scratched the surface on the kind of player he can be. So we're all very excited for him and the rest of the guys.
How has it been working with Coach Frost and Coach Grinch? And you mentioned those conversations, being on the same page. How important is that, especially building this coaching staff with a lot of new players?
Oh, it is huge, just coming in and being a part of this staff is something I'm extremely grateful for, and just working under Coach Frost and Coach Grinch, and they're super aligned, and that's one thing I can really say and really appreciate. And with Coach Frost, the thing that I fell in love with the most as I get to know him and be here, like, he's just as in tune with the defense as he is with the offense, Like, I never realized until I got here that he was an NFL DB. And so his mindset from a defensive standpoint is amazing, and it gels well with Coach Grinch and a bunch of guys around here that had relationships. And I was looking at myself as a guy that I didn't know many of the guys on staff, and coming here and how quick we've been able to gel as a staff. To me, that's a product of Coach Frost and Coach Grinch kind of doing a good job.
How's your relationship evolved with Coach Grinch?
I think from our very first conversation, I was more like just being in the coaching role and knowing him and knowing the places he'd been and knowing his background. Kind of went from just being like excited and being happy to talk to him, but now just being working under him and working under his leadership. It's been amazing that we can share ideas. He's been very open-minded to asking me questions and let me have some input and let me have some say on things that I've done other places and things that may work. And I've learned a bunch from him. He's very easy to talk to. He's very easy. I mean, he leads the room very, very well. But I've been just excited as how open he has been. He'd even ask me questions on certain things.
He's intense on the field.
Very intense on the field. Off the field, he is the most humblest and laid-back person that you can be around. Very soft-spoken, but when he touches that grass, it's time for business. It's time for business.
Supposed to enter the mix in the summer. What's been the conversations, dialogue about his role potentially, and what do you like from what you've seen on film?
So Isaiah, he's interesting. He's an interesting kid. He's very, very smart. Obviously, he's graduating from Brown in May, which is extremely high accomplishment. But he's instinctive. He reacts very well. He's a competitor. He's excited to come back to his home state. He's been working out as he finishes his classes. So I mean, we get a chance to watch his videos he posts, and he's working out and he's hungry. And when he have time, he comes by. He's been to a couple practices and kind of gelled with the group as well, because we don't want to let that go remiss that, okay, he's part of us as well. So when he is in town, he comes by, he's in the meetings, he's talking with the guys, he's hanging out, building that camaraderie with them. So he falls right in line really well.
Jakari Henderson.
Newcomers and returners. I mean, who has stepped up to you on the field vocally, as leadership-wise, and on the field playing-wise?
The unique part about our unit right now, because it is a mix of transfers, guys that's been here, myself, new coach, new staff, like, we've done a great job at understanding, as a group, they all have experience. They may have it different places, they may not all have it here, but they all bring something unique to the table. So I tell them, as a group, we got to lead by committee. Like, we don't need one individual to say, man, I'm gonna step up and be the leader of this group, because all of these guys have played in football games. All these guys have played, all these guys have been in places, they've seen it done, they know how it's supposed to happen. So I take the role myself to be the one to lead them, to show them the different ways that we can all lead. And it doesn't have to be the same guy every day. I mean, I think we have the ability, we have the luxury that each day a different guy can show that side of himself to lead that group. And I think when you got a group with that kind of leadership, I mean, it should never be a bad day. It should never be a drop off, because you got somebody different that can grab the horse and say, all right, let's go.
What have you seen from that talk group? And I want to just ask you about Jason, but talk about a guy like Jakari Henderson, DJ Bell, who we talked to, Jaden Bellamy. What stood out about those guys?
To me, the hungriness to improve, the willingness to listen. Those guys, they've all showed flashes all throughout this spring of having days where you're like, okay, all right, he got that in him. And just being more consistent. But the thing I tell you, all of them, man, they're very open-minded. They love to learn. They're high-energy guys, and right now they just want knowledge. They want to get better. They want to be coached hard, and they every day always looking for a coach. What can I do better? And they critique each other. And another guy who isn't practicing but doing a great job with us is Antoine Jackson. Antoine Jackson isn't in practice physically, but Antoine Jackson's in the meeting room asking them good questions, helping guys out, and they're all learning from each other's experiences. So to me, it's been a pleasant group to work with from that standpoint. They seem to, unless I'm being fooled, they seem to have great relationships. And as much as we hang out together, I think we'd have caught on by now.
Do you feed off of that?
Absolutely. I think that's very important. I think it's my job to kind of set that stage. It's my job to let them know, man, this is how we operate. This is how we're going to get better. This is how we're going to be the unit that we think we can grow to be. Now we have a long way to go, but it's all about camaraderie, and it's all about the unit, man. And one thing we always tell the guys is we're a veteran group in terms of, you look at the amount of snaps these guys have played. So I want to look like a veteran group. Like when we walk around, I want to look like a veteran group. When we touch the field, let's look like a veteran group. Look like guys who played in big games. Look like guys who had to make plays when plays are needed. So a lot of that stuff is just a mentality, and it's a mindset.
All right, thanks, Coach Harris.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.